Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Monday, October 22nd, 2018 by Gaia Blooming. I am Mimi and our energy mantra for today is I have the power to balance myself. And today we are in the final day of Sun in Libra. We are broaching into more of that Scorpio energy, but we have a really important connection happening on this final day. Now, before I get into that connection, remember 29 degrees, the final degree of any sign, is where we find healing. And we're also tested, like, have you learned this lesson? Have you learned this lesson of balance first and foremost? Because I really feel like the balance, it works us on so many things. And even thinking beyond balance is like the lesson of harmony. Are you in harmony within? If you are not in harmony within, you are out of balance. If you do not know your worth, you are out of balance. So we're really working this to get this good foundation so that we can be in our power with this Scorpio energy, which is, you know, as always, going to test us. This really important connection that we have today, though, I really feel like we'll be bringing this up. We have the Sun in Libra, Inconjunct, so we're not quite seeing eye to eye, Chiron in Pisces. Chiron, the wounded healer, the place where we're wounded. And a lot of times, that's what keeps us out of balance, is these old wounds that we're still hiding, carrying around, not knowing what to do with. So today is a really beautiful day to notice where you're off balance. Identify what the wound is that is keeping you out of balance. What is the place? What's keeping you from being in harmony? What's keeping you from knowing your worth? Because that's kind of the focused intention of this with the Sun and Chiron at 28 degrees. 28 degrees, 2 plus 8, that's 10. 2 energy, nurturing yourself. So this may be a place where, because you don't know your worth, you don't nurture yourself, that you give and give and give to others, and you're so out of balance because you're so depleted. 8 energy is reminding us there's this cycle between spirit and the earth. It's infinite, and we're constantly being fed from that. But again, to fully receive it, you have to know your worth. Otherwise, you kind of close yourself off from the beauty, from the good that the universe is bringing. My friend posted a beautiful quote the other day. I posted it on my Facebook page saying, at any given moment, there are a million things that you can love. In any given moment, there's a million things that you can look at and be like, that's beautiful. In any given moment, there's a million things that you can find appreciation for. And if you can't find that love or gratitude or appreciation, you're blocking off what the universe wants to bring into you. And therefore, you're not holding your full worth energy. So identifying the wound, identifying what's keeping us off balance, out of harmony, and from fully engaging our worth energy. Now, like I said, these may be some past experiences that you are still holding on to in your mind because you haven't figured out the whys, or you haven't practiced forgiveness. Forgiveness is a challenging thing, I think, because so often with forgiveness, it's like, I forgive. And yet inside you're like, but why and that? I love the definition for forgiveness, releasing the hope that it could have been different. And in doing that, that's helped me shift my level of forgiveness for a lot of things. And then the next level of that is realizing that these things happen for a reason. What's my lesson? Going through my question, what's the joy? What's the good? What's the lesson? And where is the love? Even if the love is in you and your connection to the universe. So identify these wounded places so that we can stop them from the suppression, realizing it was something that we had to experience, but we do not have to keep bringing it back into our experience, especially if we learn the lesson and find our harmony and balance again. All right, so besides that important connection, next thing I want to mention, Uranus. Uranus is just about perigee. If you cannot sleep, this is why. Perigee is when Uranus is close in its orbit to the Earth. Uranus is highly electrical, so if you are feeling jittery or like that you can't sleep, can't relax, very high-strung, anxiety, this is in part this. We're also building into a Sun opposite Uranus energy in just a few days, so this energy is going to continue. Take it easy, practice grounding, get out into nature. Again, find where you are in balance and where you're not in balance, because the being out of balance kind of let you be like a helium balloon that's ready to be knocked off balance from any Uranus influence. This is interesting as we build into this Uranus opposition as well. Moon is in Aries, building into this full moon. That full moon is very connected to that Uranus energy. Full moon plus Uranus means, whoo, things happening out of the blue. Moon in Aries can be very aggressive. It can be very passionate. Moon in Aries can bring out the anger in regards to emotions, maybe in regards to some of these old things. Be very conscious of your inner volcanoes. Hopefully we won't have to deal with any of those with the world in and through this next couple days, but be very aware of your own volcanoes, those places that make you erupt, those places where you are not in balance, those places where because you're not in harmony, you have to erupt to find yourself back into harmony, but we can get there without those eruptions, so be very aware of that. The connection between this moon in Aries and Saturn may instigate that. Saturn is that world shoulds. It's at 4 degrees, so it is that evolution, revolution energy. So if you are feeling the pressure of the shoulds and they are not in alignment with your soul truth, you might find yourself getting upset. How can you find your realignment? How can you find your harmony? Your mental energy is going to be very important and powerful through this. We have Mercury, which is in Scorpio, so Mercury aligning with our inner power if we go there. Mercury in Scorpio connecting to Pluto in Capricorn, so attuning us, aligning us with the structure, but the changes of structure. How do you take back your power? Take back your power in your mind first, by working on these places where you're still holding onto these things that make you feel suppressed, that don't make you feel like you're in your full power. So I think that's good for today, but just realize, building into Scorpio, building into the full moon, building into this opposition, oh my gosh, there's some really powerful energy coming in, but we need to find our individual balance. All right, I'm going to be offering a sale, just so you know. Jupiter is also finishing up in Scorpio, and I'm going to be offering a sale for Jupiter in Sagittarius because as we build into some things, we are going to need to work with that energy to help us finding the light and holding the light in this next year. So it's going to be offering that soon, but besides that, you can always email me for a reading. I have all kinds, mimiclark@gmail.com. You can check out Gaia Blooming for other emails or readings. That is the only email, but for other readings. And check out my Patreon page. If you are a Scorpio, I'm going to be doing my Scorpio reading. So for Scorpio sun signs and Scorpio risings, you guys get some cards to help you for this year ahead. So that is it for today. You have the power. The better it gets, and there is enough love in the world for you. Namaste.